This November, another half-dozen states will vote on measures that could make marijuana legal for medical or recreational use. Half the country already allows the drug in some form, but not here. In South Carolina, weed is a crime.
But upstate police are cracking down only on certain smokers. Officers are making arrests in the area's poorest and blackest neighborhoods. Investigative reporter Gordon Dill is here tonight to break down the numbers in black and white. Gordon.
Good evening to you both. We're talking about a story involving actual criminals breaking the same laws in the same county. And when it comes to this crime, the difference between who gets away with it and who goes to jail depends on your income, your home address, and maybe the color of your skin.
If we asked you to picture a typical pot smoker, to imagine the people most likely to get high, who do you think of? What do they look like? Where would they live? The truth is, no matter your guess, you're probably right, because studies show typical marijuana users come from all backgrounds, all races, and most likely from every zip code in Greenville County. At the Phoenix Center, the county's drug treatment experts say marijuana is everywhere.
There's definitely a culture of, this is okay for me to do because everyone else is doing it.
One study by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services found nearly half of South Carolina's high school students had tried weed at least once. The same 2013 report found black, white, and Hispanic people with similar rates of marijuana use. And because most of the people in Greenville County are white, it should come as no surprise that most of the users and dealers treated at the Phoenix Center are also white.
Middle class Caucasian males, yes.
Except it's not white middle-class suburbs where people pay the price for breaking this law. 7 News looked at the booking records at the Greenville County Detention Center. We found nearly 300 people charged with having an ounce or more of marijuana in 2012, 13, and 14. It's called possession with intent to distribute, a felony crime. In a county where the population is 77% white, 19% black, black people make up nearly 2/3 of these felony arrests.
Those are facts we live with daily and been living with for years.
J.M. Fleming is president of Greenville's NAACP and was not surprised by the trend we uncovered. To Fleming, the numbers show clear racial bias.
The influence and the folk who control the law live in your neighborhood.
Not in the black neighborhood.
They don't live in the black neighborhood.
68% of the felony marijuana arrests made by Greenville police in our study involve black suspects, with a majority of those happening in neighborhoods with disproportionately large black populations. Chief Ken Miller says that's because those same communities are more likely to have higher levels of poverty, higher levels of violent crime.
Do you think there's more marijuana in those neighborhoods?
I don't know that there's more marijuana in those neighborhoods, and I don't think there's enough data to suggest one way or the other. I think what's happening is we're in those communities.
Miller says his data proves poor neighborhoods call 911 more often, and those same areas have the most of these marijuana arrests. So he says it's a coincidence that these particular arrests involve so many black people.
We're dealing with the symptoms that result from dysfunction associated with poverty.
We found something similar with Greenville County deputies. In the cases we studied, 60% of the felony marijuana arrests made under Sheriff Steve Loftus involved black suspects. In fact, the county zip code with the highest percentage of black residents, 29605, also has the highest number of arrests for possession with intent. City and county police made 68 arrests here over 3 years. The county's 4 whitest zip codes combined had just 15.
Well, I think there are several reasons or several explanations for that. First of all, we do not target people because of race. We target the people that are committing crimes.
But as the sheriff laid out his explanations, most did involve race. In fact, after our interview, Loftus handed us this written report meant to show a wider set of social problems plaguing some black communities. The sheriff's report notes higher dropout rates for black students, says black children are more likely to be suspended from school, that black people are less likely to attend college, less likely to find jobs, and on average make less money when they're hired. So Loftus says his office arrests more black people on felony marijuana charges because the higher poverty leads more black people to seek illegal means to make money.
99% of the times they're in it to make a profit, because if you're looking at a possession with intent to distribute marijuana charge, those kinds of charges, they're in it to make money. You know, it's not for personal use.
There is a problem with that explanation, because possession with intent to distribute isn't really about selling drugs. It simply means somebody got caught with an ounce or more of marijuana. That's about enough to fill this sandwich bag.
And there's another problem. It's simply not true that black people are more likely to sell marijuana. A 2014 study at the Brookings Institute found young white people are 32% more likely to sell drugs.
Still white?
Yes, still white, middle class.
The dealers predominantly white, the users predominantly white.
Yes.
We showed the sheriff's comments to Jill Littlejohn, president of the Urban League of the Upstate and a member of Greenville City Council.
He's just, I find it very hard to even take him serious after hearing some of the things that he said. These are the people that are selling, these are the people that are using, these are the people that are getting treatment, yet these are the people that are being arrested, and they don't match.
Littlejohn says that instead of looking for people actually committing the crime of possession with intent to distribute, the sheriff's statistics reveal unfair and untrue racial stereotypes. And the disproportionate arrest rate in black and white communities actually causes many of the social problems police say they're responding to. Because a felony arrest would make it harder to finish school and harder to find a good job.
When you talk to students about who's bringing drugs to school and who's doing things, a lot of them don't look like me, but they're just not getting caught.
So let's be clear about something. Nobody's debating there is an imbalance in these arrests. In fact, that report the sheriffs gave us, I brought it downstairs because it's titled Explaining the Discrepancies in Those Charged with PWID Marijuana. The discrepancy is real. That's a fact. The debate that's going to follow from this is the bigger question, and that is, why is there a discrepancy? And as you've heard, there are a couple of different positions on that.
Yeah, now, your report is certainly a big eye-opener for us. Some will argue that perhaps part of the problem is the marijuana laws themselves, that they need to be changed. Are you seeing anything pending on the horizon in the Carolinas?
It comes up almost every couple of years in the legislatures, both in North and South Carolina, some idea for medicinal marijuana or something else. CBD was made legal. That's a kind of oil made from the marijuana plant in South Carolina that doesn't get people high. But I'm glad you asked that for this reason, because this gets political in 2 seconds, right? We're talking about race, we're talking about our police officers, and we're talking about marijuana, which is a political issue now. Separate the political issue from all of this. No matter what you think about the laws involving marijuana, the fact is that it does not appear to be applied to people in the same way. And that's the story we're talking about.
Gordon Dill investigating. Thank you.